Hey everybody, this is George with Truck Driver Nation. So what we're going to discuss today is going to be basically dispatching. There's another video that my wife just did, Maria, that's going to concern the people that are wanting to become driver recruiters. That's really not made for you people for the United States because they're able to outsource them so much cheaper from the Philippines. But this has to do with you getting out of that truck and actually start living your life and quit becoming, and I'm not going to say victim because there's going to be too many of you going to be pissed off. But when you get to the point where you're ready to come out of that truck, you don't have an exit strategy. I was in the same boat. So the point being, when you get ready to come out, you need something to go into. And dispatching pays a lot more than truck driving by a long shot, especially if you do a dispatch service. Obviously, let me just tell you a little bit where I am so it kind of throws the charade off of whatever this is. I'm in the Philippines. This here is somewhere, it's called Eval. That's the name of the campground. It's a gorgeous place. The man is, they're a bunch of trackers, it means they go hiking a lot. And he built this facility. And obviously, you can see it's got a gorgeous garden behind it. Obviously, this wasn't just built yesterday. According to the trees, it's not super, super old, but it's probably maybe 8, 9, 10 years old because the trees are about that size. But anyways, let's get back to the subject. If you want to become a dispatcher and come out of the trucks, we have the ability to do this for you. We got there's 4 platforms. One, you work with me. That's working for Truck Driver Nation. That means you're working with people that work for me. You're going to be your independent contractor, or you go to work for a trucking company. Trucking company is going to put you at a certain percentage, and that's as far as you're going to grow. If you decide that you want to go with some of the owner operators that you actually end up contacting, because you're going to have to generate your own owner operators and stuff. You don't have to put out ads. I've got brand new people that are less than 72 hours old that are every single week, or because I look at my list about every 2 to 3 days. Because I've got it set on a 3-day cycle for people that have updated their resumes that are looking to do something different as owner operators. So I give you those, you engage them, you say, look, I'm a truck driver, I have the ability to dispatch, which you will at that point. You find out if they got an MC or they don't have an MC, and depending on which way you want to go with it, making sure that their MC is actually viable, means you can actually pull freight with that given MC, then you can actually negotiate an arrangement where you're their dispatcher. Whether you want to do it or not, you can still offer that they would come have their own dispatch service. If they choose to do that, then it's going to throw in the ones that don't have MCs. They can come on board with them. Or if they do have MCs, it'll be the same thing. You don't want to give them to that MC. You want to keep them to yourself because you're building your own independent dispatch service. So it depends on which way you want to go with it. So that brings in the fourth portion about being your own independent dispatch service. So if you want that, then I can help you all the way through it. Just because I teach you a book doesn't mean I throw you out. Okay, that's it. Our relationship's done. I dispatch too. I need to network with you just as much as you need to network with me. The big advantage is I already have all the tools and stuff in place because I've been in logistics about 30 years. I drove for about 24 years, and obviously all the criteria, the books, I wrote the books myself. I've got 3 books I've written so far. It's just going to be the one on dispatching, recruiting, and being a freight agent. So yes, we do have a freight broker MC, so you can come under it as well as being a dispatcher. Those kind of hold hand in hand, but they're not on the same business name. So you have the ability to say, yeah, you're an asset-based carrier, but on the same token, one's not crossing the other when it comes to violating contract agreements, and then people wanting to, start a bunch of bull crap because everybody tries to keep you down, right? My job is to make you where you can go as far as you can, so I succeed and you succeed. The $500 that we charge for this program is literally just to pay the back office people. They take care of all your paperwork. You got access to every contract that there is, because I got the contracts when I was a recruit. I recruited for about 10 years. I even recruited while I was still driving a truck because I was doing RGN. I had a big old super sleeper, Pete 379 with the big legacy sleeper, had shower, toilet, and all that in there. So at that point, I put 2 32-inch monitors in my truck, and I started recruiting because I had so much downtime sitting and waiting. And so anyways, I got to the point where I wanted out of the truck altogether. So I started recruiting outside the truck. The problem with recruiting is everybody's still feeling the same pain as the next person is. They feel like they're just being neglected by the carriers. And absolutely, they're right. So that's where this came into play as far as teaching people to dispatch. So all the contracts and stuff I got from the carriers when I was actually recruiting. So now you have access to them. If you go to the website, Truck Driver Nation, singular, we're truckdrivernation.com. You can go through that site, and I would highly suggest you do. There's actually things in there that benefit you that I don't even discuss because I want you to go through that website. If you're not a person that is assertive, I really probably don't want to do business with you because I need people that are in logistics for the long term. I'm not looking for people that are coming in, they want me just to hand you, and you think you're going to get a great reward. Why should I do that? I earned everything that I've earned, and I've dealt with the problems, the same problems that you've dealt with. I've been screwed over by carriers. I've had my money ripped off. People trying to bill me for stuff that there's no way in hell I should have been billed for. Just all the same issues that you deal with, I've dealt with as well. But if you come in and you want to be a dispatcher, then I can help you. I go through it. It's a self-paced course, so even if you're on a truck and you can't make it to class, just watch the videos. There's videos that I did. They're PowerPoints. They're in the chapters, so that way you got the chapter title, then you got the actual class that's been done that I put it on PowerPoint video. You can use that as a ebook so you can listen to it while you're driving down the road if you're in that situation. If you're new to logistics and you've never had no experience in logistics, just go and start listening to them. We do have one-on-one sessions when you need them. Mainly, it's a self-paced course. Let's see what else. In the back, or the bottom of each chapter, it's got videos that match the content that's in that chapter. There's about 10 to 20 quiz questions with the answers and rationales, so you can answer those and see your proficiency in being a dispatcher of the knowledge base that you're starting to build on. And then finally, there is a 50 question. It's going to be scenario type questions that you've actually got to make an 85% for me to actually sign your certificate because it's my name. Because if they start calling me wanting to know, okay, what's your criteria? I give them the syllabus of the criteria, but if they're going to start asking me what I taught you, that's when I stand up for the content that we've pushed down your throat because I need you to get to working as fast as possible. You can't afford to miss my paychecks, and I can't neither. Now, where I make my money, I make it on the back end. So if you want to go with the carrier, go with the carrier, that's fine. Those I don't really mess with because that's not worth my ability to help you. So the carrier's got you. All the other things you lose because you went with the carrier. If you decide to do one of the other three, then I've got your back. I get 2% of everything that you do. We sign a contract, and that is totally feasible because you don't never have to. If you figure out how much money I'm saving you just in the overall contacts and the leads, I've got 54 carriers that we recruit for. So that means that's 54 groups of assets that you can actually load your freight on. Also, I've got the database of over 100,000 truck drivers, not including between about 50 and about 125 come in when we pull them, and not including the ones I get in, because remember, the companies are actually generating all the ads that I need, so I'm getting all those drivers coming in. If you decide you want to actually teach as a dispatcher, teach courses, I do pay you for that. If you have people that you send over, it's like an affiliate program. You get paid for anything you do with me. I wouldn't have never in one day in hell ever expect to do anything for you and not get something for it. I find we can be friends, but business is business, and that's the world that we live in. We chose to be Americans, and we chose the system that we live in, so we understand that we have to make money. But everything you do with me, you get paid for. There's nothing that you do you don't make revenue on. But in the event you send me that over, you get paid for. But where we're at, about the overall process, once you start taking the course, you get it paid for, you get the book, okay? Then I hopefully can have you within 2 weeks. I can have you automatically start talking to owner-operators and get you where you're making revenue. The average number of trucks that you're going to dispatch for is roughly 5. 5 actually will make you a good income. 7 will make you a great income. 12 if you manage to do it, and try to stick with the same type of trailers. You don't want to have dry van, reefer, flatbed, and step deck because that's the only 4 that I concentrate on. Flatbed, dry van, reefer, flatbed, and step deck are the 4 easiest ones because they're the bulk of the freight, right? So I mainly teach those, but that's the drivers that you want to engage and see, what they're needing, how you can start dispatching for them and everything. And the biggest advantage is you've been a truck driver, so they understand that you've already had your hands in logistics and you understand what they're dealing with as far as having to sit in a truck stop for X number of days, because the dispatcher that you've been dealing with, and a majority of people have been dealing with them, is dispatchers that have no formal training as far as being on the truck. They never even stepped in a truck. But as far as that's concerned, now you got the advantage of you being a truck driver that is now dispatching. Outside of that, I'm going to just kind of cut this short. There's more to it. If you want to know more about it, we can have a longer conversation on the phone because people's interest kind of fades out. But anyways, my name is George. I'm with Truck Driver Nation. Usually, you're going to talk to one of the office people, mainly my wife Maria, because she's the most knowledgeable outside of me because she sits beside me every single day when we work. And I'm kind of leave it at that. But anyways, if you want to come on as dispatcher, definitely check out the website. Go through it. There's offers in there for you. I said that are really great for you. But outside, I guess I'll leave it at that. But anyways, I appreciate your time. Make sure to check out the website, truckdrivernation.com. If you need to call us, the contact information is also in the website. But 210-343-1118, 210-343-1118. That gives you my wife Maria. She can easily help you out. As far as the guarantees, once you get the content, it's a done deal. So there's really no refund on the $500. I don't hide nothing. I just make everything straight out forward because I don't need no bull crap. I've dealt with it enough of driving that truck for 24 years. But thing is, that's the reason I like dealing with truck drivers. You don't take nothing personal. I don't take nothing personal. We've been there. We've done that. We've all been abused. Now it's time for you to transition out of that truck and start spending the quality of life that you want and the time that you want with your family. And be assured and understand this. If you go with one of the other three options, you can live anywhere in the world that you want. Work from home. All you need is that laptop, that noise canceling headset, and that high speed internet. Right now we're here. Yeah, our signal's kind of iffy and in and out, but we're not really trying to be in touch with nobody today. When we get back home, everybody will be lined up. We'll go through everybody that's contacted us, and we'll assist everyone. But you do have to have some time to yourself. But the thing is, you're not having to drive that truck all times of the day and night. You're only working between about 7:30 Eastern time to about 5 o'clock Central time. After that, your day is over because the dispatchers have gone home, the brokers have gone home. So who are you going to deal with? And unless something happens to your load that's with that particular driver, the owner operator, whoever it is, you don't really have no need to engage anyone anyways. Except if you see that downtime, if it's going to affect that time schedule, then that's when you need to read back and go. If you're dealing with a broker, go back and re-engage the broker or the shipper and say, look, we got a delay, we got a truck, it dropped, let's say a turbo, okay, and you're getting a turbo ordered, but the ability, you've got to go and figure out what you need to do. Do you have another truck that can come get that trailer if that trailer is not attached to that driver, or are you just going to have to delay it and reschedule it? And like I tell people, I never do closed-ended schedules. I only do give me a delivery window, like maybe 46 hours, or give me a first come first serve, and then I'm good. But outside of that, like I said, get a hold of us. Maria's always there. She's a great person. She's a lot calmer, sweeter, kinder. That's the reason she's my wife. She's the one that helps me tone down. I was truly an asshole being on that truck. It will change you into something that you don't want to be because I wasn't a part-time driver. I was a full-time truck driver. I was OTR my whole career. And it changes you because of what you deal with day to day in the United States atmosphere. Okay, so this is a great opportunity for you to actually start being the person that, it'll help you mellow out, not stressed all the time. It's just overall enjoyment of life. Even I was talking to her today, I felt like I've lost my ability to enjoy my moments because I've been so business minded for so many years. It retrained me. And now I'm having to undo what trucking did to me. But I love trucking. I respect all my fellow truck drivers. Let's not get it wrong. And as usual, I'm in love with trucks. I love 18-wheelers. They're a great piece of equipment, and they're enjoyable for traveling in. It's just that you only get to see the world, at 70 or 85 miles per hour. They restrict us from being in a lot of places, as you know. But anyways, I hope to hear from you. I wish you the best out there. If you still need a driving position, let us know. We give you an honest assessment of the carrier so you don't go in blindsided. And but anyways, I hope to hear from you soon. Everybody have a blessed day and obviously a blessed weekend if that's where we're sending this to at that point. But thank you so much for your time.